A son beat his father to death literally over a plate of food. A Florida man was charged with manslaughter after the beating death of his dad, and the fight took place after the two of them had an argument over a plate of food. According to an arrest affidavit, 19-year-old Julian Welch Beto got into a physical altercation with his dad, 45-year-old Francis Welch. This was on the night of January 19th. Julian told police that the fight started when Julian, the son, went to go make himself a plate of food. The father, Francis, allegedly told his son Julian that he didn't deserve that plate of food because he wasn't working. So Julian said he made himself dinner anyway, and as he was walking back to his room with the plate, his father pushed him. The physical fight continued and it escalated when Julian, the son, put his dad in a headlock and he punched him 2 to 3 times in his ribs. Remember that, the ribs. The son also reportedly got his dad in a chokehold on the floor. It was said that the dad's fiance tried to intervene and the two of them were eventually separated. Then Julian went back to his bedroom. The affidavit says after a few minutes later, when the father, Francis, and his fiance were left by themselves, Julian heard his dad's fiance yell out, "This isn't a joke." When the son went back to the living room to see what was going on, he saw his dad was unresponsive. It was said that the father was breathing through his mouth and he appeared to be yellow/pale. So they then called for medical assistance. Francis was then taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased shortly after midnight on January 20th. It was said it was then that Julian stopped cooperating with police and wouldn't speak to them without an attorney present. An autopsy eventually revealed that Francis died due to internal bleeding of the spleen, and that was caused by laceration from one of his 3 broken ribs. Remember, his son punched him in the ribs. The manner of death was labeled a homicide. So then Julian was charged with manslaughter and he was arrested on February 5th. He was booked into the Brevard County Jail on a low $50,000 bond. I'm surprised the bond wasn't higher. His next court date is said to be March 25th. So it appears Julian actually didn't intend to kill his dad, which is why he was charged with manslaughter and not murder. It's sad and sucks either way. For more true crime, be sure to hit that follow button. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe.